There are moments in life when everything around you feels loud. Too loud, the world moves fast, expectations weigh heavy, and you start to wonder, is anyone really listening to the silent battles I fight? But today I want to remind you of something powerful, something that no one may have told you in a long time. You're not alone. Your story matters, your pain is valid, and your journey, no matter how broken or messy, is still beautiful. This video isn't just content, it's a mirror for your soul, a gentle whisper to say, keep going. You've survived days you thought would break you. You've loved through loss, you've smiled through scars, and that makes you stronger than you know. So take a deep breath, quiet the noise, and give yourself this moment. Because sometimes healing begins with a single sentence, a shared story, or a stranger who dares to speak the truth aloud. This is that space, this is your sign, and this is only the beginning. The late afternoon sun cast long shadows across the meticulously manicured fairways of Orange Hills Academy, painting a serene yet inspiring picture. Emily Hilton, a young woman with determined eyes and a swing as smooth as summer rain, surveyed her new surroundings with a mix of excitement and trepidation. She had transferred to Orange Hills with a golf scholarship and a heart full of hope, eager to make her mark and prove herself. This was her chance to pursue her passion and escape her family's financial worries, a fresh start that she desperately needed. Emily's father, a carpenter with calloused hands, had taught her the game on a rundown public course where every swing was a lesson in resilience. He instilled in her not only the love for the sport, but also the importance of honesty, integrity, and faith, values that shaped her character. These values guided her through the storms of adolescence and now the challenges of a new school and a competitive golf team where every day was a test of her mettle. Among her new teammates was Chloe McCutcheon, known for her thunderous drives and inconsistent putting, a formidable yet unpredictable presence on the team. Coach Ricketts, a man with the weathered look of someone who had spent countless hours under the sun, saw in Emily not just raw talent but also an unwavering work ethic and spirit, qualities that he knew would take her far. For Emily, golf was more than just a game. It was her sanctuary, her Green Cathedral where she felt closest to God and to herself. The rhythmic swing, the satisfying thud of club against ball, the quiet moments of contemplation between shots, these were all part of a sacred ritual that brought her peace and clarity. Every evening, she would retreat to her room, open her worn Bible, and find solace in the words that had guided her family for generations. Her faith was not a magic charm that shielded her from adversity, but rather a source of strength that allowed her to face her fears with courage and grace. The pressure to succeed, both on the golf course and in the classroom, was immense. Emily needed to maintain a high GPA to keep her scholarship, which barely covered half the tuition at Zion College, her dream school. The remaining amount seemed like an insurmountable mountain, casting a long shadow over her aspirations. The weight of her family's financial struggles pressed heavily on Emily's young shoulders. Her father had taken on extra shifts, his once strong frame now stooped with fatigue. Her mother worked tirelessly as a waitress, her smile masking the worry lines etched around her eyes. Emily was determined to ease their burden. She spent her weekends working at the local library, shelving books and helping patrons, her mind constantly calculating how many hours of work translated into dollars toward tuition, but the numbers never seemed to add up. One evening, while sorting through a stack of donated books, she stumbled upon a biography of Babe Didrikson Zacharias, a legendary athlete who had overcome incredible odds to achieve greatness. Zacharias' words, "It's not what you've got, it's what you do with it that counts," resonated deeply with Emily. She resolved to fight for her dreams, armed with her faith, her work ethic, and the unwavering support of her family. The Orange Hills golf team was a force to be reckoned with, a beacon of pride for their small town. Led by Emily and Chloe, they dominated the early season tournaments, their victories igniting a spark of hope and excitement in the small community. The team's success was the talk of the town, and everyone eagerly followed their progress. The local newspaper ran a front-page story featuring Emily, her picture splashed across the page alongside the headline, "Local golfer takes aim at state title." It was a moment of pride, but also a harbinger of the mounting pressure. The attention, while flattering, added a new layer of pressure. Emily found herself constantly thinking about the expectations placed upon her. Emily felt the weight of expectations bearing down on her, the hopes and dreams of her family, her team, and her entire community resting on her young shoulders. The pressure was relentless, and it began to take a toll on her. She started having trouble sleeping, her mind racing with what-if scenarios, her swing losing its fluidity, her once unshakable confidence cracking under the strain. The joy she once felt on the golf course was slipping away. Coach Ricketts noticed the change in his star player. He saw the spark in her eyes dimming and knew he had to intervene. He pulled her aside after a particularly frustrating practice session. "Emily," he said, "remember why you started playing this game?" "Emily," he said, "remember why you started playing this game? It wasn't for the headlines or the trophies. It wasn't for the headlines or the trophies. It was for the love of it. It was for the love of it." His words were a lifeline, pulling Emily back from the brink of despair. His words were a lifeline, pulling Emily back from the brink of despair. She began to rediscover the joy of the game, remembering why she fell in love with golf in the first place. The pressure mounted as the state championship approached. Emily found herself struggling to reconcile her faith with the immense pressure she felt. "Why, if God is good, am I facing all these challenges?" she whispered one night, her voice thick with tears. She longed for a sign, a whisper of reassurance from a God who seemed frustratingly distant. One evening, as Emily walked home from the library, she noticed a small hand-painted sign outside a modest church. "God doesn't promise a life without storms, but he does promise to see you through them." The words struck a chord deep within her soul. That night, as Emily knelt beside her bed, her prayers took on a different tone. She wasn't asking for an easy path, but for the strength to endure the journey. Slowly, peace settled over her, a sense of calm amidst the storm. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation as the Orange Hills team arrived at the state championship. The air was thick with the scent of freshly cut grass and the distant hum of early morning preparations. The course, a challenging masterpiece of rolling hills and strategically placed bunkers, was bathed in the golden glow of a perfect spring morning. It was a setting that promised both beauty and difficulty, a true test for any golfer. Emily could feel the eyes of the crowd following her every move, their expectations hanging in the air like a tangible presence. Each step she took seemed to echo with the hopes of her team and supporters. Chloe, her nerves evident in the slight tremor of her hands, struggled to find her rhythm. The pressure was immense, and every missed shot felt like a personal failure. Emily, drawing on the inner peace she had found in her renewed faith, played with a focus and determination that belied the pressure of the moment. Her calm demeanor was a stark contrast to the tension around her. As the final round progressed, it became a two-team race between Orange Hills and their rivals, Franklin High. The competition was fierce, with each team pushing the other to their limits. The lead changed hands several times, each shot carrying the weight of a championship dream. Every swing, every putt was a potential game changer. Emily sank a crucial birdie putt on the 16th hole, giving Orange Hills a slim one-stroke advantage. The crowd erupted in cheers, sensing the momentum shift. The tension was almost unbearable as the final pairing approached the 18th green. Every spectator held their breath, knowing the outcome hinged on these final moments. Chloe, needing to sink a pressure-packed putt to tie the score, stepped up to the ball, her hands trembling. The weight of the entire season rested on this single stroke. Chloe's putt, struck with more hope than confidence, lipped the edge of the cup and spun agonizingly away. A collective groan rippled through the gallery as Franklin's players erupted in celebration. Orange Hills had lost by a single stroke. As Emily approached Chloe, she saw the devastation etched on her teammate's face. Tears streamed down Chloe's cheeks, her shoulders slumped with defeat. Emily put her arm around Chloe's shoulders, offering words of comfort and support. As the teams gathered to sign their scorecards, a hush fell over the crowd. The official from the State Athletic Association announced that there had been a scoring discrepancy. One of the Franklin players had inadvertently signed a scorecard with an incorrect score on one of the holes, leading to disqualification. The Franklin coach, known for his integrity, confirmed the mistake, making Orange Hills the rightful winner. The world seemed to tilt on its axis as the announcement sank in. Orange Hills had won the state championship, not because of a miraculous shot or a stroke of luck, but because of an opponent's honesty. The crowd erupted in applause, a testament to the power of integrity, even in the face of crushing defeat. Emily watched as the Franklin coach, his shoulders slumped with disappointment but his head held high, congratulated Coach Ricketts and the Orange Hills team. In that moment, Emily understood that true victory was not measured in trophies or accolades, but in the strength of one's character. As Emily held the state championship trophy aloft, she felt a profound sense of gratitude. She was grateful for her family's unwavering love, for her teammates' support, and for the lessons learned both on and off the golf course. Most of all, she was grateful for the unwavering faith that had carried her through the storms and led her to this moment of triumph. The lessons Emily learned on the golf course extended far beyond the manicured fairways and challenging greens. She discovered that life, like golf, is a game of perseverance, resilience, and integrity. She learned that true success is not measured in victories alone, but in the way one handles adversity, treats others, and remains true to one's values. The Green Cathedral had become more than just a place of peace and solace for Emily. It had become a classroom where she learned invaluable lessons about life, faith, and the human spirit. As Emily prepared to graduate from Orange Hills Academy, she carried with her the lessons she had learned, the friendships she had forged, and the unwavering faith that had guided her through it all. She was ready to face the future, knowing that whatever challenges lay ahead, she had the strength, the courage, and the faith to overcome them. The Green Cathedral had prepared her well. Kindly subscribe, like, and share for more videos.